What is going on, guys? 2.0 here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to get pretty much unlimited amounts of exotic shards. So if you take a look at how many exotic shards I actually have at the moment, you can see I have over 100 of them, and to be completely honest with you guys, that is not from doing the method I'm going to be showing you in this video. I actually only learned about this method yesterday. I was actually told by a subscriber. They did say they didn't want their username featured in the video, but if you are watching, I would just like to say a huge thanks for letting me know this method, as I know it is going to help out a lot of people that are in need of a bunch of exotic shards. So in order to be able to kickstart this method off, you do need to have at least one exotic shard, and the way you can get one is by dismantling an exotic. So buy one from Zer, get some 3 coins, do a nightfall, try and get lucky and get an exotic, and when you dismantle it, you will get one exotic shard. So once you've got one, you're going to come over to the exotic weapon blueprints kiosk. There's a reason we're going to do it with the weapons as opposed to the armor kiosk that you can see there, but I will explain that in just a second. So when you come over to the exotic weapons kiosk, which is in the Hall of Guardians where all the Vanguard are, you can see you can pick up any of the exotics that you've already previously earned for one exotic shard, as well as 2,500 glimmer. That's why you need to have one exotic shard in order to be able to kickstart this off, and you will need to have a bunch of glimmer as well, but that's not too hard to come by. You can see I've pretty much got a max amount of it at the moment anyway. So you're going to go ahead and pick up any exotic weapon that you've already previously earned. I'm going to pick up the Dragon's Breath just for this video. It doesn't matter which one you do, but I'm going to pick up the Dragon's Breath for this specific example. So once you've got one exotic from the weapons kiosk, you're going to go and head over to the gunsmith. Now the reason you're going to do that is because you're going to want to buy some weapon telemetry. So I did buy a heavy weapon, so I'm going to be picking up the heavy telemetries, but you can see you can get a primary, a special, or a heavy telemetry depending on what weapon type you actually picked up, and they all cost 250 glimmer as well as 5 weapon parts, so they are very cheap. So go ahead and pick a bunch of these up. They do last for 30 minutes, so you're not going to need too many of these, but once you've acquired the telemetry for the weapon type that you require, you're going to go ahead and go back down into the Vanguard where the exotic weapons blueprints kiosk is. So once you've arrived at the exotic weapons blueprints kiosk, you're going to go ahead and use your telemetry. So you can see I've got my heavy telemetries here. I'm going to go ahead and use one of those, and if we come over to my character screen, you can see I have a heavy weapon analysis, which increases the XP gain for heavy weapons, and it is going to last me half an hour. So it lasts quite a while. You shouldn't need too many telemetries in order to be able to get a bunch more exotic shards. So I'm going to go ahead and take off my exotic primary there so that we can equip the one that I picked up. So always make sure that the exotic that you're going to be dismantling is equipped, and then also that you do have your telemetry active as well. So now we're going to go over to our motes of light. So I've got a bunch of these saved up. If you'd like to know how to get a bunch of these, I've got a tutorial. I'll link it down in the description. Just use a bunch of motes of light and you will end up leveling up the exotic that you have picked up and equipped. So if you use 5 of them whilst you have the telemetry active, it won't level it up all the way. You're going to need to level it up all the way. So use 6 motes of light whilst your telemetry is active. So you can see once I use the 6th one, the Dragon's Breath is now fully leveled up. You don't need to buy the upgrades on these. All you're going to do is deselect the Dragon's Breath and then dismantle it. Now, because it is now fully leveled up, when we dismantle it, you can see in a second here, we're going to get 2 exotic shards back as well as 3 motes of light. So we used 6 motes of light and we got 3 back. So we only really used 3 in general. We consumed 6, but then when we dismantled it, we ended up getting 3 of them back. So it's not too bad. You're only going to lose 3 motes of light each time you do this, but you will gain an additional exotic shard. You can see I've got 115 of them now. So if we go ahead and go into the weapons kiosk again, we'll pick up another Dragon's Breath for an exotic shard as well as 2,500 glimmer again. We will equip the Dragon's Breath again. We still have our telemetry active, and we're going to go ahead and use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 motes of light. Deselect the Dragon's Breath, and then go ahead and dismantle it for an easy 2 exotic shards as well as some of your motes of light back. So I'll just do this for an example. Don't do what I'm about to do, as it is going to waste some of your materials, but I'll go ahead and buy one. Then we will go ahead and select it, and I will use 5 of them. So I'll only use 5 purely to show you guys that you will need to fully level it up. So if we go ahead and inspect it, you can see it is not fully leveled up. The Who's Next perk, which is the final perk on this specific rocket launcher, is not acquired yet, so we cannot select this perk at the moment. But if we go ahead and dismantle it now, even though we have not put 6 motes of light into it, you will see we only get 1 exotic shard back. So that was a waste. We ended up losing 3 motes of light there because we only got 2 of them back. We used 5 and we only got 1 exotic shard. So make sure you do fully level up the exotic that you're about to dismantle. But I will show you guys one last time just so it is completely clear. Pick up the exotic, use your telemetry, select the exotic that you're going to be using. Then go ahead and use 6 motes of light. This is actually going to put us down to exactly 5,400, but we are going to get 3 motes of light back in a second. Deselect the exotic and then go ahead and dismantle it for an additional exotic shard that you did not previously have. So there it is. That's how you can get a bunch of exotic shards. You can see I'm up to 117 now. I'm going to be using this method. It's very, very easy. You do use a lot of glimmer, but glimmer is a lot more easy to come by than exotic shards are in Destiny, so in my opinion it is well worth it. Again, huge thanks to the guy that told me about this method. He did say he didn't want his username featured in the video, but if you are watching, this guy's joining me for the outro here, if you are watching, I would really like to thank you. It's going to really help out a lot of people that need a bunch more exotic shards. But if it did help you out, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like on the video. Really appreciate the support, and it really does help my channel out. Subscribe if you're new around here, as I upload daily Destiny videos, and as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.